So now we'll be talking about important skills to learn during this CB COVID circuit breaker. So some of the topics we'll cover will include current problems that companies are facing, okay, what workers that are working from home can do to improve themselves. So after the lockdown period is over and businesses can resume progressively until the second phase, that they will have value-added skills. And some topics will be like online marketing, sales training, copywriting, and personal data protection act, etc. So Yan Cong, would you like to share some stuff about online marketing? What businesses can do right now, okay, to improve their sales?
Okay, since we just now had like the first part, I would just say like the current situation, using a few case studies. So from March onwards, my clients, they are mostly offline, got affected quite badly. So a lot are related to education. A lot of courses got affected due to they already set it as face to face. Then they managed to they were scrambling lah. So what we did was we did batch recordings on the site itself before the lockdown. So we get all the professors managed to kind of like speak their stuff, and we prepare the slides. So we were editing. I'm actually editing during this period to kind of like prepare for, so that because the course will come in June, so we are actually rushing the edits for that season. Another one is more of like bakery. So bakery also got affected because they have face-to-face baking course. So we did similar stuff, but we before the CB actually hits, we managed to do a few live streamings for them that actually helped the students lah. So we didn't have any student came in. We just did the live stream, and the ingredients was actually shipped to the students that actually sign up for it. So when I was there, right, I actually discussed with them like what was the best way we could still retain the that kind of like effect when you're doing face to face. So that was a few case study that we did, at least that I know, because I was handling it with them. That's for that. And you asked me the second part, which is the online marketing, like what could they do, right? I would say the best thing now to do is increase the volume by giving the same amount of value, which you can tweak depend on which industry you are in, but reduce the overall cost, because with now COVID strikes, and though we still have the government grants and stuff to tide over, but I think the grants wouldn't last. I foresee lah. I think by July everybody will get hit quite hard because of the overhead costs. So their spending will drop. So because of that, they might either retrench a few people to sustain their business, or they would retrain their staff to do other things. Like for example, F&Bs, what they did was they retrained their waiter waitress to become delivery drivers to offset their operation. And what F&B did very well, they responded very well, at least for the people that I know that did F&B, they actually changed their menu. They downscale their menu to make sure that the delivery is smooth, so that their orders, they're in the menu, right, they only have like maybe set A, B, C, and D, and they only focus on that. So their food order also become lesser. So everything, because they can only have one chef a day, like to operate. So in terms of the scale or the volume, they also must drop. So everything seems to, everything in terms of operation also seems to change. And of course, in the online space, the behavior of consumers also change. In terms of how they use, like last time when I work full time, I have a habit of listening to podcasts. So I will just listen on the way through commute. But then now without commuting, it's just very weird to listen to podcasts at home. So the behavior disrupted the whole podcast industry in terms of how people behave lah. So overall, in terms of, even though everybody is online now, like park themselves online, they might not react to the same way as how last time before COVID strikes. And that is something that is a hard lesson for a lot of offline to online adopters due to this change. And you have to, if you are doing it, if you are converting now, you have to pay attention to what your consumer needs are, or when they are stuck at home and they want to purchase your service or your products, you need to know, like, you have to give them a reason like why they should spend the money, because you notice like now everybody start to cook, right? Cook at
Yep.
home, and the reason is because first they can save money, and second they don't need the service anymore. Because what's the point? The F&Bs, for example, they don't need to, okay, for a good analogy will be a fruit juice and a fruit. More consumers now is gonna buy in supermarket the fruit itself. They
Sure.
don't need
Yeah.
you to pay the extra to create
Blend
a
it,
fruit juice.
yeah.
Yeah, cause no point. So everybody's in survival mode, right? So what they do is everything changed. So when you are thinking of that, right, the service element is not as important anymore, because of the hierarchy of needs, right? If you notice, the hierarchy is all survival. So if you can give them like financial security, you can give them like food security, all this. In fact, people will be more receptive to it. But if you go up the hierarchy needs, you'll notice that all the top parts of the needs don't really matter anymore. Now it's all like survival. Yeah, so that's how I see the whole overall situation.
Okay, thank you, Yan Cong. So, yes, I agree. And just quickly, a quick antidote is, I think after this CB circuit breaker, I can go and join the Asia Stock Master Chef really, because I've been cooking every day. Yeah, going to the market often, and then I would say my cooking skills really improve. Yeah, until from too salty, or too sweet, until now it's acceptable, and my family members are saying, "Wow, they're surprised." Okay, but going back to online marketing, so one thing I agree with you as well, and that's happening to us, is that, for example, Privacy Ninja, we conduct cybersecurity courses, privacy courses, data protection courses. A bulk of our customers are corporates itself, so businesses, they send their employees down for training. And of course, it used to be face-to-face, whereby it's a classroom setting. People are able to raise their hand, immediately ask questions, and we're able to give real studies and address the crowd, get participation from different trainees. But now it's moving to online. So it's slightly different when we do a live webinar. And then, yes, people can still in the chat, chat function, ask questions. So it'd be good to have a moderator to watch for that, and to inform the speaker or the trainer to address that query. Or also, for example, myself, I have dual screens. So on one screen, I can see any questions that's being asked, and another is where I do my screen sharing and a video of me that's talking. And with regards to the course, you said that for the coaching or training industry, that what they can do now is to still offer the same value for their course content, but to drop the price, right? So that's what we're also doing. Example of our courses, that was $650 per trainee. For now, during this COVID period, we have shifted it to online. So we're doing live webinar training. It's only now $199. So $650 become $199. We still issue you the certificate of completion. We have a support channel that during the live training, Q&A session after the training, and a support channel after the training. Okay, for the following months, any questions, any clarifications, you can call us during office hours, you can email us, and we'll still happily address and consult for you. So other than consultations that we are doing for our clients, training wise, we have also greatly reduced, but we really can see that more volume come in, not only because it's cheaper now, but everybody is based at home now, and their bosses are asking them to go for training, be PDPA compliant, take this time for our company to catch up on our data protection compliance. So that's from me about online marketing. What about you, Dexter? Anything you'd like to share on online marketing? How are there various techniques or skills that businesses can utilize, to still have some revenue come in?
Yeah, so I would like to say, like, during this period, every business owner is all in survival mode now. So they are not going to spend on a lot of things. They're all just trying to be able to have money to pay their workers, pay their rent, and trying to get more sales. So what's the biggest? So what's the biggest problem now? Is everybody is trying to get more sales. Sales is their top priority. So we definitely would recommend you to talk about, okay, so now online marketing, right? So it is actually broken down into many different parts. It's not only just a lot of people think it's just Facebook marketing and Google marketing, that's online marketing, but it's not. It's actually going to be broken down to many parts. It can be SEO, it can be social media, it can be content marketing, it can be video marketing, exactly what Yan Cong does for his customers. Yeah. So Yan Cong, maybe you can tell us more about how video marketing can help these businesses.
Okay. Before going into so-called video marketing, I think I just covered actually afternoon. I have a live stream every week, so
Yeah.
I'll talk about video marketing topics, business strategies. So today's topic was about why you don't need a video marketing strategy. Reason being because this word has been bring out a lot by a lot of online gurus. But you don't really need a video marketing strategy because most of the video marketing strategy is complementing your overall business strategy for your quarter or for the year. So whatever objective you have, usually the main ones are raising awareness. Is it increase cost per customer, or is it trying to connect with or engage with your consumers or your current pool of consumers, or attracting new consumers? So based on that, we will craft different types of videos that could engage with that certain issues that you're trying to solve, or maybe some pain points that your customers are facing. That's where video marketing strategy will come in place to kind of like solve it. So when we are looking into how video marketing is, really depends on the objective. Most of the short-term goals are usually lead gen. So we will do very short burst 1-minute videos that could slowly build up. So usually we diagnose is maybe by quarters one. So maybe first quarter will increase brand awareness. So there will be a lot of different types of brand awareness video for them to create and post. Then later the second part will be increase the trust. So we will paste in like testimonials. Recently we did one for this brand called Grateful Dogs. They sell human grade dog food. They actually send me the customer testimonials. Then from there we edit for them. So a lot of most of the projects now are all like in-house editing for them. So I'm literally the editor for them. We will craft out videos for them with past content. So we will recycle them and remarket to different channels that they have. So that is one way that you could still save money lah. Because without physically filming or creating content, if you recycle the content, actually you save about half the cost, half the overall video marketing cost. Yeah.
For us, we are adopting the content marketing strategy. So why we adopt the content marketing strategy is because we're in the cybersecurity and data privacy field where there's a lot of education involved. Why there's a lot of education involved is because currently a lot of companies are still going digital. As you can see, look at COVID-19. Yes, it has shown you how many companies in Singapore are not even online or even selling online. That's why government is now pushing out so many grants, trying to convert them to be able to sell on Amazon, be able to sell on Lazada, all the online e-commerce payment gateway packages. For the setup costs are also being subsidized and funded. Yeah. So think of it, they were not even online previously, so they didn't even care about cybersecurity previously. So now we are churning out as much content so that when the wave of cybersecurity hits, at least we already have all the content and knowledge base ready for them to refer to on why is it important. Yeah, we don't need to keep repeating what we're trying to say to everybody. Imagine trying to pitch to trying to educate every single customer on why PDPA is important, why cybersecurity is important, why data privacy, data protection is important. Yeah. So now we make it seamlessly. You have a YouTube channel, we have a podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple and Google. Yeah, it's all over the internet, and they're able to just break it down. We break it down into 20 minutes nugget size so they can easily refer to the different topics that they're interested in. Yeah.
Yep. What works for us right now and what we are focused on during this work from home period is we're actively trying to make ourselves into a content hub. So we almost every day we come out with one article or maximum every 2 days. So there's two things. One, when people get to read our articles, it benefits them in that they are educated. They know what's going on, the latest news, any data protection or privacy rules, regulations or breaches that happen. And then second, it will also make us seem like a subject matter expert, right? The industry experts, we know what we're talking about. We are giving free information. So after the CB period, when businesses are more ready to spend and they know that, for example, PDPA is mandatory for all organizations, after reading through our articles, our resources, they know that they are very non-compliant or they have certain gaps that they cannot solve on their own. That's where they will then be more inclined to come to us because they read our articles, they see that, oh, these guys know what they're talking about, what they say makes sense. Then they'll be inclined to contact us and then try to figure out our prices, ask our prices, and also how we can help them. So this has actually been working out for us because during this period, already sales queries are coming in every few days, and some of them have already been converted. So again, marketing is a broad category. There's social media marketing, you have direct sales, you have cold calling, okay, you have trying to make yourself into a content hub, you have SEO. So businesses got to find out what works for them. You can try out a few, and whatever works for you, you can then focus on that. Okay, so I think that's about it for online marketing. Let's talk about sales and sales training. What can businesses or how can businesses then improve their sales, and what can they do during this period?
Yeah, Yan Cong, you want to start first?
As for sales wise, if it really depends on your business model, like how big is your manpower? Do you even have allocated sales personnel? Of course, if you have that, then that is one of the good way lah. But I think the salesperson now will be struggling to, in fact, find certain things. But I would redirect your focus on putting the effort on branding per se and a little bit of marketing. Reason being is because with these COVID strikes, every player in the field is set to zero, and they will be riding this trend for a while. Like all the big players won't be spending so much now, and if you have an online digital presence, everybody is actually on ground zero, and you can build up and catch up with the big players before the end of the year, where the market resumes. And where the market resumes, is very hard to catch up because they will build up campaigns again. So since with this whole like time freeze thing, this period, it's actually best that we could focus the effort more towards the brand and the marketing and really connect with your consumers, at least your current consumers. And if you have an email list, even better lah. So you still have warm leads that are ready to convert. So the sales don't really have to go out and find. If you have spent a good time last year, connect with your consumers and build a community out of it, right? This part of time, those people that have built since last year should be pretty safe. Sales wise, had to be it's a bit tricky lah, because as you all guys say, like the spending is definitely lower than most season, so had to be very wary in terms of like can the sales be like a multiple role? Can they do multiple things other than sales? It's actually quite crucial. If not, it's quite waste money. I think in the terms of like saving money. Yeah.
I think what you say makes perfect sense, because now it will be considered a fair playing ground, right? The big boys, the bigger companies won't be spending so much on the advertising campaign, because they also understand that their clients, which can be businesses, which can be individuals, are not inclined to spend money at this moment. So no point they go and do so much advertising. So during this period, businesses should then also take this opportunity, to catch up with their competitors. What say you, Dexter? Any comments on this?
Yeah, so actually for me, the sales training is more for those people who are jobless. So those people who got retrenched, this is the skill that you need to learn to survive the next few years, because this is something that is evergreen. The reason most people get retrenched is most probably because they were not very good in sales. So they better go and strengthen up to see how they can value add to a company. So the company, what you need to reassess yourself and see what are the kind of problems that you can solve for the company. So, and then go and match it against your strength and then fit yourself to it. So all those people who previously were very weak at sales, I would highly recommend them to go for some sales training, basic sales training, to learn the basics of selling, because this will actually really help you in the long run. It's a life skill. It's actually a survival skill in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, quite true.
Yeah.
Because as business owners like us, we wear a lot of hats lah. So
Yes.
even we are actually doing sales, but then subconsciously, we're also doing a lot of things at the same time. So it felt like it doesn't feel like we are doing sales, but to me, sales, marketing, all around, I feel like I mesh it into quite a similar pace lah. So
Yes.
that's why I don't feel like I'm doing, but technically we are all doing it.
And if you have no money to even go for some professional training, there's so many videos on YouTube that will actually improve your sales tremendously and even your negotiation skills. There's
And
so
it's
many
free.
free content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of watching Netflix, you should be upgrading yourself. Take this opportunity to catch up with your competition.
Government
Whoever's
giving money
yeah.
some more to train.
Yeah, and government is giving you money, skills future to upgrade your skills, and even giving you like what pocket money for your time for going for a training. Just go and take it up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things, some of the commitments that I made to myself during this period until the 2nd of June, which on the 2nd of June, then I will write down what have I value added to myself or my life, or what have I improved on. Will be I try to commit myself every day to watch 1 hour of video, regardless whatever video, but it must be educational, it must be useful, it must value it to my current skill set. And for a certain day, I unfortunately not able to commit that 1 hour. The next day, I'll try 2 hours. So if everybody just take this 1 hour a day or less, right? Yeah, you benefit everyone.
Yeah, for me, by the start of phase 1, I would have learned on SEO marketing and content marketing and negotiations training and also copywriting. Yeah, by next week. Yeah, that's what I've been. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 months. Been upgrading every day. Yeah, to help the company.
Yeah. So recently, I also tried to convince one of my friend to upgrade himself to watch more videos. So I just gave him this example. You see, before this CB period, we all had to travel to work, right? Let's say morning rush hour, you take fastest your office stay near your house, you take 30 minutes. Go home 30 minutes. That's 1 hour. You're not even talking. You go to work 1 hour. So with this 1 hour that you now save because you directly wake up from your bed, you can go, you brush your teeth, can go to your workstation. Take this same 1 hour to then go and study something or to go and watch a video, right? Then you realize when you accumulate the hours at the end of the CB period, you see, oh my God, I actually committed 60 to 100 hours and I've already learned certain skills.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just every day commit 1 to 2 hours a day, man.
Yeah. And speaking about copywriting, so we've been talking about online marketing, about advertisements, about sales. So copywriting is also an important factor, right? To be able to communicate properly and make your potential buyer or customer feel that this is what they want, how to close them. So maybe you guys can share some tips on, let's say a company wants to create articles or they want to improve their sales copywriting. What resources are there out there that can help them improve their copywriting, or who can they go to for affordable copywriting services?
Should I start first? Or?
Sure. Go ahead.
Start first.
I don't know whether this is a popular option, but I would say that a blanket statement is if you are not good at certain things, you can try to learn something first. You can learn a particular skill first. Try out, experience how, and ask yourself whether you like this process of your business. And if you find it very dreadful to kind of do it, right, then please hire someone to do it or get someone that enjoys to do the particular thing. Like for me, copywriting is one of the things I definitely dread. I can tell you upfront that I'm not a very good copywriter. And I think it's about language. So once you are not very good at language, you highly likely will be able to convert good copywriting skills unless you are talking about template copywriting. Like you already learn from someone that already have a template and you're just copy pasting stuff, then definitely that's okay. But if you're talking about general copywriting where you have to convince people based on what you write and what you speak, I would say go Fiverr and test out a few. Like for me, I got graphic designs from Fiverr and it did very well. Like I got exactly what I want. But of course there'll be risk because since it's online and the credentials might be able to fake it. But I believe Fiverr did their job to kind of like scan through. Because last time I did try Upwork also. They really scan through your credentials. Make sure that you have portfolio to support your claims, and they even have like online, like a Zoom call with the person that they are trying to be part of the like service provider. So if you're not good at copywriting, I would say hire. But there are really courses online. I would say just try YouTube first.
Yes.
YouTube is like the university of all the things that you want to learn. So I don't even have a degree or a diploma for filming. I learned everything online and I try and do all this and end up I can do a business like this. So I think main thing is have an open heart. Try everything under the sun that is under. If you are a business owner, you try it first. then you will know whether you enjoy doing it or not. Because I don't want you to dread doing this thing and become like a process. Then you will feel like your whole business is not growing because of that. Yeah. So it's very important that you still split your workload, because one business owner can only do that much, right? So yeah, that's just my comment about it.
Yeah. So even for Privacy Ninja ourselves, every single article is written by either myself or Dexter. So we had to learn the hard way. We read a lot of different news articles. We understand, we grasp the different key points from different articles. They recompile this into a fresh article to make sure that every aspect is covered and make the language easier to understand for our readers. Right, along the way, we also read back on the articles from the initial articles we wrote compared to the recent ones. Actually, there's a drastic improvement also. So actually, like you mentioned, you didn't have a degree, you didn't have a diploma in filming, but you can even start a successful business right now, right? Because we believe hands-on work, you learn from your mistakes is the best way to learn. It stays in your memory, right? So, and also we talk
So
about,
true.
Dexter, anything from you?
Yeah. So for me, copywriting, a lot of people make this mistake is they try to be too corporate. So if you notice all these big marketing companies, they actually try to stay away from corporate copywriting. A lot of them try to put content out there as though you are talking to a friend, to make the person feel comfortable and then continue reading, and not try to be too corporate and then try to hide behind some corporate language. Yeah, that's not gonna sell well at all. Yeah, that's what I've learned and picked up during my copywriting courses that I've learned. Yeah.
Speaking of friendly, easy to understand, and like speaking to a friend, kind of what you just mentioned. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of wealth management, wealth mastery gurus, that are teaching you how to make money, increase your wealth, and all the copywriting is pretty standard one. They put a very big clickbait kind of
Always from Fiverr.
maybe
From the same Fiverr guy.
Yeah.
they put a picture there of this guy training everybody raising their hands or high-fiving. And the copywriting, there's this certain format, but it just captures your attention. Very friendly. They just ask you very simple, straightforward questions that internally you just reply yes, I want this, no, yes. Then you just automatically just finish reading. So there is a skill to copywriting, but it takes time to learn.
Yeah. And copywriting has again, same like online marketing, it splits to many different things. Sales copywriting and academic copywriting and article copywriting is all different. It's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, there must be an objective at the end. You want to educate him, you want to close him, or lead gen. Yeah. And speaking of lead generation, the purpose of why businesses perform marketing or sales is to generate more leads, and then out of these leads to convert a certain amount, if not all of them, into paying customers. So as businesses do marketing, one thing to take note also is how they collect the data and how they process, which brings us back again to the PDPA, right? So how you handle personal data, whether you have measures in place to protect this personal data, that will also affect your business. And now we'll be talking about recent news about Singapore, that they are looking to increase the penalty to make it stiffer, okay, for data breaches. Dexter, would you like to start on that topic?
Yeah, so I mean, based on all these months and years talking to people, actually a lot of people don't even know that what is PDPA, and also they don't even know that having to appoint a DPO is mandatory in Singapore. And now that's why they are proposing to have stiffer laws on this data protection. There's a lot of companies, especially SMEs out there, they don't bother, because now even worse, this COVID-19, they're in survival mode. Cybersecurity and data privacy is the last thing that is going to happen. I mean, that is on their mind.
Yeah.
But they don't know that now it is the worst thing. They are going digital, and then it's just opening up more loopholes for people
Data
to attack
breaches,
them. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dexter, you're very correct. Previously, businesses had to just govern their office. Their employees go to work, they make sure that the environment is secure, therefore their software or their firewall, their defenses in place, they have their proper policies and measures internally. But now, like an example you gave me earlier today, like a bunker, right? An army bunker, if you fortify your fortress and your bunker, it's very secure. Data cannot leak out, okay? But then, now, because of COVID, the bunker, unfortunately, have to become mini camps. So multiple mini camps so far away from each other, it's very easy to infiltrate, right, or to compromise one of these mini camps, because that's exactly what's happening. Workers are all now individually based from their own homes, connecting to the corporate network right? Or to accessing to sensitive information. So we don't know which of these computers or the networks of the employees working from home already have compromised networks or devices. So that's why it's ever more important. So from hard now becomes harder. That's why businesses have to pay even more focus on the Personal Data Protection Act. And going back to this article, Singapore, all the way we had this maximum $1 million financial penalty fine, okay, for the DNC breach, every breach up to $10,000. But with the recent news release, okay, PDPC is looking to make this bill, okay, even more stiffer, to make the penalty stiffer, sorry. So what they're proposing, the amendments will be instead of $1 million, okay, will be 10% of the gross
Revenue.
yeah, gross revenue. Okay, so that's very similar to how the GDPR based in the Europe, their penalties is one of the most stringent in the world. They are charging they are penalizing, okay, 4% of the gross annual revenue, or 20 to 30 million euros if you have a data breach. So now we are kind of going towards that standards. And also the proposed bill will also allow employees, okay, who cause a data breach to happen to also get penalized under the law. Can be jail time, can be financial penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, previously a lot of employees like, nothing's gonna happen to me. Is my boss gonna not me? The most what's gonna happen? I just get fired from the company. But now no, they are gonna be held accountable finally by the government.
Yeah. So every single employee has a role to play in his or her organization.
Yeah, and if you are not PDPA trained, you are definitely not gonna be an edge compared to somebody. If let's say you are an admin or salesperson fighting for a job, if the other person in his resume puts there he's PDPA trained, PDPA compliant, definitely that guy is gonna have an edge above you, because the company is gonna save money, not needing to retrain you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why our course that we are also conducting now, from offline to online, from 650 I mentioned to now only 199. We are providing the same content, the same value, but it's just that it's taught online, same support channels available. And we not only provide you with the certificate of completion, but also a letter of recommendation that in this letter, okay, you can keep it with you. You'll tell any future employee or your boss that you are data protection trained and how you can value add to the organization. Okay, so compared to someone who you are going up against, let's say for a future interview, let's say you're retrenched, if you provide this letter of recommendation, your boss will highly consider, if I take in this guy, he can do the same thing as the other guy, but he also has data protection knowledge, and PDPA is compulsory, mandatory for all businesses. I would rather take this guy. So for those of you considering what new course or new skill set you want to take up, do consider learning about data protection. Come contact us. Let us share with you how you can value add to your current organization or future one. Okay. Also come to our website to read or view any of our articles. Okay, we have a lot there. And we're also launching our PDPA and data privacy book, most probably scheduled for end of June.
Yeah, stay tuned to that. That handbook will actually also help you if you're gonna study the handbook by heart. Definitely, it will give you an edge above other people as well. Yeah.